The biggest myths about Stoicism unveiled. Hello, everyone. If you're here, it's because you want to understand Stoicism better, this philosophy that has been winning more and more people around the world. But unfortunately, Stoicism is often misunderstood. In this video, we will debunk some of the biggest myths about this philosophy and understand what true Stoic philosophers really thought. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and bring more content like this. So, let's get started. Stoicism is one of the most influential philosophies in history. Founded in ancient Greece, it spread throughout the Roman Empire and influenced thinkers from various eras, including great names such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. However, over the years, many myths have arisen about what it truly means to be a Stoic. If you're curious about that, stay tuned because I will show you what Stoic philosophy really defends and how it can be applied in the modern world. Myth 1. Stoicism is about repressing emotions. One of the biggest myths that circulates is the idea that Stoicism requires you to repress or eliminate your emotions. This is simply not true. Stoic philosophy does not preach the suppression of emotions, but rather their control. Stoics believe that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we react to them. For example, if you lose a job, Stoicism will not tell you to simply ignore sadness or frustration. What it suggests is that you should not let these emotions dominate you. Instead, you can seek a rational perspective, understand that losing a job is not the end of the world, and act in a way that improves your situation. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them." In other words, the Stoic does not deny the pain, but understands that we can decide how to deal with it. Myth 2. Stoics are insensitive or inhumane. Another common myth is that Stoics are insensitive, cold, or even inhumane. The idea that Stoicism turns someone into an emotional robot is a complete fallacy. On the contrary, Stoics value empathy and human connection. They simply seek to act with wisdom, prudence, and moderation, without being carried away by uncontrolled passions. Marcus Aurelius, for example, was a Roman emperor and one of the most well-known practitioners of Stoicism. In his meditations, he frequently talks about the value of kindness and understanding in relationships with others. Stoics understand that humans are, by nature, social beings, and therefore, caring for one another is a fundamental part of virtue. Being a Stoic does not mean being insensitive, but learning to balance feelings and act according to rational and moral principles. Instead of reacting impulsively, the Stoic seeks to act in a constructive and careful way, considering the consequences of their actions. Myth 3. Stoicism is disdain for pleasure. Many associate Stoicism with a life of extreme austerity and renunciation of pleasure, as if it were necessary to live in suffering to be virtuous. This is one of the greatest misconceptions about the philosophy. Stoics do not reject pleasure itself, but rather the reckless pursuit of it. Stoic philosophy argues that external pleasures, such as wealth, fame, and sensory pleasures, are fleeting and beyond our control. Therefore, a Stoic does not place happiness in external things that they cannot control. However, Stoics also recognize the simple and natural pleasures of life, such as a good meal or an enjoyable conversation. The central issue is not to cling to these pleasures and not to allow them to dictate our happiness. True happiness, for a Stoic, comes from virtue, self-knowledge, and inner peace. A fulfilled life does not depend on how much pleasure you experience, but on how you handle life's adversities and how you act with wisdom. Myth 4. Stoicism is only about enduring adversity. Although Stoicism is famous for its focus on resilience in the face of adversity, this philosophy is not limited to that. It offers a comprehensive approach to living a virtuous, balanced, and fulfilling life. Of course, Stoics emphasize the importance of remaining calm and rational in difficult times. But this does not mean that Stoicism is limited only to adversity. Being a Stoic is, in essence, seeking to live according to reason, justice, and virtue at all times in life. This includes how we deal with success, social interactions, and even leisure. A Stoic is not limited to enduring pain. They also seek to cultivate a full and meaningful life in all aspects. Epictetus taught that we should distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. For example, we cannot control the behavior of others, but we can control our reaction. In other words, Stoicism is about the power of virtuous action in all aspects of life, not just in moments of difficulty. Myth 5. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy, irrelevant today. Some people think that Stoicism belongs only to the past, an outdated philosophy that has nothing to offer modern issues. This is also untrue. Stoicism is more relevant than ever, especially when we see the chaos, uncertainty, and challenges we face in our daily lives. This philosophy offers practical tools for living a more balanced and conscious life, especially in a world where we are constantly bombarded by stress, expectations, and external pressure. In recent years, Stoicism has become popular among people seeking more mental resilience, focus, and self-sufficiency. Great leaders, athletes, and even successful executives incorporate Stoic teachings into their daily lives. If you've heard of concepts like mindfulness and resilience, you'll notice that many of these ideas have roots in Stoicism. When applied practically, Stoicism can help you make clearer decisions, find peace in difficult times, and live with more purpose. It teaches us to focus on what truly matters and to accept things we cannot change, without being overwhelmed by them. Myth 6. Being Stoic means not caring about the future. Finally, some say that Stoicism teaches we should live only in the present and not worry about the future. This view is mistaken. While Stoics emphasize the importance of living fully in the present, they also believe we should plan and prepare for the future in a rational way. Seneca, in his letters to Lucilius, talks about the importance of living in the moment, but also highlights that this doesn't mean abandoning planning. Stoicism is not about ignoring the future, but about not being enslaved by anxiety about it. We should act with wisdom and make conscious decisions, always considering the consequences of our choices. Therefore, Stoics teach us to act intelligently in the present, but also to prepare the ground for a more prosperous and balanced future. So, what did you think of these myths? Now that we've debunked these false ideas about Stoicism, I hope you have a clearer view of this rich and powerful philosophy. If you liked this content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That way, you help us grow and bring more videos like this to you. See you next time.